Magandang hapon po, ako si Neil Mercado. Live po tayo dito ngayon sa Senado. Kakatapos lamang po ng ika-15 araw ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. At kasama ko po ngayon si Lead Prosecutor, Representative Gerville Luistro, para pag-usapan yung naging developments dito sa trial ngayong hapon. Let's start sa end po siguro, Kong and Attorney, no? Ni-raise ni Attorney Season yung about dun sa post ni Attorney Ligutan about misleading ay hindi allowed, referring doon sa earlier interaction between Attorney Capunan and Attorney Ferrer. Your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, we are very much guided by the rule that the prohibition is commenting on the merits, no? So, since the impeachment trial started, ito yung nagiging guidance namin. That so long as our comments, including these interviews, do not dwell on the merits, there is no violation of the prohibition, no? And I have not actually seen yet that post of Attorney Ligutan, but I wish to believe that if this is particularly to address only the question which was raised by so many media reporters kanina, no? Whether allowed ba o hindi ang misleading question, I don't think that constitutes a violation of the prohibition, no? At any rate, we will submit to the sound judgment of the impeachment court, but I hope that Attorney Gerville Luistro will be heard as well, like what the presiding officer said before mag-rule ang impeachment court pertaining to the alleged seeming violation of the prohibition, if I understand it correctly, no? Although I wish to point out, guided po tayo ng provisions dito sa rules on impeachment na kung ang comment naman does not pertain to the merits, there is no violation of the rule.
So just to put it on record, categorically, the prosecution believes there were no violations pertaining to that specific comment.
That is our position. Nonetheless, we have the impeachment court. We are a party to this impeachment case. We will be submitting kung ano man ang maging sound judgment ng impeachment court.
Referring to and regarding comments made outside court, now, I'm sure you've been asked this question many times before. Vice President Sara Duterte has herself made some comments questioning the integrity of the impeachment court. Last week, sinabi niya, bending the law, yung nagiging trial impeachment proceedings dito sa Senado. So, why isn't the prosecution raising it the same way that the defense is raising their own concerns regarding the supposed violation of the prosecution side?
That is precisely the point. So, if the impeachment court will really be ruling against the prosecution panel pertaining to the interviews that were made already concerning this prohibition on commenting on the merits, I wish to remind them that the prohibition applies not only to the prosecutors and the defense counsel, it applies as well to the parties, no? And even to the senator judges. So I believe that if indeed they will be strict on the application of this prohibition, it must be applied uniformly. By uniformly, hindi lang sa prosecutors, hindi lang sa defense. The implementation must apply as well to the parties in this case. That includes the Vice President and even the senator judges.
Now that the defense has formally raised their concerns regarding this issue, will the prosecution also raise formally your concerns? Especially on Monday, maglalabas na ng ruling si Presiding Officer Jesus Escudero regarding this para mapasama din doon sa ruling yung inyo namang na-raise na concern.
Well, we haven't discussed as a team, no? We always decide as a team, but I understand it's important na ma-raise din namin yung nagiging observation namin pertaining to the parties bounded by these rules as well.
Balikan po natin yung naging root, kumbaga, nitong issue na to, which is yung naging interaction kanina ni Attorney Capunan and ni Attorney Ferrer. Naging mainit yung diskusyon kanina po. Nakita natin, parang after the lunch break, parang nagkaroon ng adjustment sa demeanor ni Attorney Christine. Did you notice that? Your observation on that?
Well, ang naging observation ko, parang biglang naging serious sila. Kasi nung morning session, medyo very positive pa. All of them are smiling during the cross-examination. And observable naman na parang biglang naging serious ang buong defense team. Only for me to realize that at the end of the trial, ay meron pala silang manifestation on that post made by one of the counsels for the panel of prosecution, who is Attorney Virgil Legutan. Nevertheless, we acknowledge that, and perhaps reminder na rin sa amin yan. Ang importante lang sa amin, bigyan ng opportunity ang prosecution to explain its side, no? And perhaps importante din, enlighten us kung ano bang parameter, ano ba ang demarcation line yan. If the comment is already a violation of prohibition on commenting on the merits, or if it is procedural naman and it pertains to matters which does not dwell on the merit but needs really to be explained to the public. Paano yun? Diba? So sana, siguro i-discuss ko din ito sa team, but upon the ruling of the impeachment court on this matter, I think it's important mag-seek tayo ng enlightenment on the parameters concerning the prohibition on commenting on the merits.
Taking off from your response kanina, Attorney, no? So do you think it's intentional na parang nagkaroon ng adjustment sa demeanor ng defense, and then by the end, meron pala silang ganong kasabot? Do you think it was planned?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I cannot speak for them. Pero napansin ko yon personally. Kasi during the cross, medyo lively yung session hall, di ba? Everybody was reacting to the exchanges of remarks of the defense and the prosecution. And I saw the defense team smiling in the morning. And then in the afternoon, medyo serious sila. And then ultimately nga, before we ended, here comes this manifestation about that post, which allegedly is a violation of that prohibition on commenting on the merits.
During the cross-examination, no, natanong yung about doon sa hearing that was conducted by the House Good Governance Committee. Kine-question kung bakit, if documents lamang yung dapat, yung basis ng COA, bakit ginamit yung statement that was made during the hearing. Doon sa Attorney Kapunan, she also pointed out that there seems to be parang hinihint na politically motivated ba ito, or parang pointing out the line of questioning, referring to the line of questioning of Attorney Ferrer. Your comments on
Well, siguro the safest answer there, no, without dwelling on the merits, ay yung sinabi ng witness mismo na related yung mga transcript at itong mga dokumento ng House of Representatives dun sa kanilang audit process sa COA-ICFAO. That's what she said, no? Related ang mga ito dun sa kanilang audit process sa COA-ICFAO. But I wish to point out one important matter, no? Kasi kanina tinatanong din kung part ba ng power ng House yung mag-audit. This is not commenting on the merits, for the information ng ating mga kababayang Pilipino. Maliwanag po sa saligang batas. Ang taga-audit po ng disbursement ng public fund is COA, Commission on Audit. Right? Maliwanag yan. That is a constitutional body, as a matter of fact. Yun pong nangyari sa House, it's not an audit process. It is an exercise of inquiry in aid of legislation, which is a power granted as well by the Constitution to the House of Representatives. These are two different things.
Ang matanong ko lamang po naman, I don't know if you noticed, no, pero parang very limited yung naging discussion, especially during the cross-examination, on Colonel La Chica and Colonel Nolasco. Did you notice that as well?
Well, perhaps there will be other witnesses who will be presented concerning the alleged participation of Colonel La Chica. No? So, let's wait and see sa mga paparating na trial dates, because included na sa susunod nating testigo ang ating mga former SDOs, Special Disbursing Officers. Let's see if the participation of the alleged security officers will be included in the testimony of the SDOs.
Ito yung last couple of questions. No? Una po, I want to talk about the discourse on social media. Some are saying na question ng ngayon, ng public prosecutors natin, yung paggamit ng confidential funds ng Office of the Vice President. But some are pointing out na galing din naman sa mga congressmen itong mga confidential funds. Kayo yung nag-aproba ng budget na ito. So why are you now questioning it?
Meron po tayong tinatawag sa ilalim ng Constitution na oversight function ng House of Representatives. Since the House of Representatives, including the Senate, the Congress as a whole, no, has the power of the purse sapagkat tayo yung gumagawa ng budget by way of a legislative measure, no? Na kung tawagin natin is General Appropriations Bill subject to the approval of the President, no? I just wish to point out that part of the power of the Congress is oversight function. And what is oversight function? To make sure na nagagamit ng tama yung pondong nakapaloob sa General Appropriations Act when approved already by the President, no? So yung ginawa pong investigasyon ng House of Representatives, that is part of the oversight function. Particularly, ang tawag natin dyan, inquiry in aid of legislation. At marami po tayong iniimbestigahan kaugnay ng public funds. Not necessarily confidential funds, but all matters concerning public funds are being investigated as well by the Congress, no? And this is part of our constitutional power.
Huling tanong na lamang, Attorney, no? Kanina may mga tanong about, so this is your interpretation. Parang ganun yung ini-imply. This was not explicitly stated in the joint circular. What they are implying is, wala itong mga, kunwari, yung pagdiretso sa notice for disallowance. Hindi ito explicitly stated sa circular. What do you make of that line of questioning na parang they are, the defense is seemingly wanting to put it out there that these are just interpretations of our state auditors, itong actions nila ay interpretations only and not explicitly stated in the circulars?
Well, I think that dwells already on the merits, no? If I comment to that, no? What is important is the testimony of the witness that the observations and the action were based on the Joint Circular 2015-01. I think that is very much noticeable sa kanya na in every question which is being raised to her, palagi siyang bumabalik dun sa 2015-01. Similar to Attorney Wamel, which only means na lahat ng naging action niya during the audit process. And up to this time, lahat naka-anchor sa provisions ng Joint Circular 2015-01. As a matter of fact, tinatanong din siya dun sa use of alias. Very accurate yung sagot niya. It is neither prohibited nor allowed. Because as a matter of fact, Joint Circular does not provide any provision or mention about the use of alias.
Ano ba ang stand ng prosecution pagdating dito sa aliases at sa mga names? Are you
Well, sa amin, no? Whether these are real names or aliases, that is not the issue. The issue to us is whether or not this confidential fund was used in accordance with Joint Circular 2015-01.
Last question, Attorney. Narinig natin yung testimony from COA, from Attorney Wamil, from Ms. Del Campo. Na-achieve po ba ng prosecution in your assessment yung mensahe na gustong iparating ng prosecution by having these two as witnesses?
Let me start from day one of the impeachment trial. Since day one up to this day, we've been successful in presenting all the necessary evidence and in establishing the testimony which were given by the prosecution's witnesses. Not necessarily with this particular witness alone. I am referring to all the prosecution's witnesses.
So, now po na narinig na nung Senator Judges yung intel ng testimony. How about sa taong bayan? How confident is the prosecution na nakarating sa taong bayan yung mensahe na gusto iparating ng prosecution?
Well, we understand na there are Senate rules no on impeachment which somehow make the proceeding a little technical, no? At ito nakikita natin to comment ng taong bayan na medyo nahihirapang unawain. Please bear with us. Ito pong ginagawa nating impeachment trial na ito ay hindi para sa amin, hindi para sa senator judges, hindi para sa defense. Ito po'y para sa taong bayan. This is the power to take the necessary redress given by the Constitution to the supreme electorate or the Filipino people against the impeachable or erring impeachable official. Kaya sana po kahit medyo technical, tutukan nyo sapagkat para sa inyo to.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Attorney Gerville Luistro, sa inyong oras. Manatiling nakatutok sa INQUIRER.net para sa developments dito sa impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Magandang hapon po.
Thank you!